Hello, everybody. Yoko007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 11-13 Toronto Blue Jays taking on the 8-5 Kansas City Royals. This is game 2 of a 3-game series between the Blue Jays and the Royals. Blue Jays taking the first game, but can Kansas City come back and tie the series up? Or will the Blue Jays go up 2-0? We'll find out in 9 innings time. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Kansas City Royals. For the Toronto Blue Jays. Leading off, the shortstop, David Eckstein. Batting second, the second baseman, Aaron Hill. Batting third, the right fielder, Alex Rios. Batting fourth, the center fielder in the cleanup position, Vernon Wells. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Matt Stairs. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Scott Rowan. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Lyle Overbay. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Adam Lind. And batting ninth, the catcher, Greg Zahn. On the mound for the Royals, it is Luke. He'll come in today's game with a starting ERA of a 0.0. He's pitched 3 1/3 innings, allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and 2 walks. We're here at Kauffman Stadium, which gives a -1 strikeouts and -3 to walks. And with that, David Eckstein steps up, makes his way into the batter's box. He's batting a .288. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a hit by pitch. Now, Luke will give a -1, so we'll take a look at the hit by pitch rating. That is a 1/17. We take a look at the blue die. That is the D20, and that is a 15. That is in range, and with that, David will get hit by the pitch. So he'll make his way down to first base. And let's take a look at the starting defense for the Kansas City Royals. We've got Goulin out there in the left field. Jesus will be in center. Tian will be at right. Going around the horn, we've got Gordon on third. Penna will be at short. Calypso will be on second. Gillard will be at first. Buck will be behind the plate. And Luke will be on the mound. So no outs, runner on first. Infield is at double play depth, and anytime we have a runner on base, re-roll for strategy. That is a 6, and the Blue Jays are standing pat. And that will be a 5-6. Column 5, row 6. That is a possible error on a throw. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. It's a base hit out there in the center field to Jesus. His error range is on a 1 to 2. That is a 19. There is no error. So with that, Eckstein will go to second, and he will hold. He holds. We'll check for the runner advancement from first to third on balls at the center field. It's a -2. And if the row is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner will advance. Otherwise, they hold. Base run rating is a 1, and the red die is a 5, so he will hold. So runners on first and second, infield still at double play depth. Strategy roll is a 15, and that'll bring up Alex Rios. Rios betting a 369. And that'll be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. It's a range play. And with the @ symbol, so if your result is an @ symbol off of the picture card, you resolve the play off of the ballpark card. Kauffman Stadium, and that'll be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. It's a base hit past the shortstop. Penna's range is on a 1-2, so if a 1-2 comes up, he'll make the catch. If it's 3-6, he won't be able to make it in time. It's a 1. Penna will make the catch. And with that, Eckstein will advance to third. We'll check for double play rating. That is a 0, 0 from the pivot. So G6, the pivot, is second base. And that'll make it a 3. We take 1d6, roll it against the ground double play rating. In this case, it is a 3. And the rule says if the roll is equal to or less than the ground double play rating, it is a double play. In this case, that is a 3. The die roll is a 3. It's a double play. Double play, and with that, David will go to third, 2 outs. And when there's 2 outs in an inning and you have runners on base, we add a +1 to the base run rating. Vernon Wells up. Wells batting a 274. Strategy roll is a 2, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-1. Column 3, row 1. That is a blank. That'll be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2. Double star 4. Ground ball down the first baseline to G-Load. He'll make the catch there. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Blue Jays. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Kansas City Royals. Leading off the center fielder, David DeZeus. Batting second, the second baseman, Alberto Calypso. Batting third, the third baseman, Alex Gordon. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Jose Guillen in the cleanup position. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Mark Tejon. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Billy Butler. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Ross G-Load. Batting eighth, the catcher, John Buck. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Tony F. Penna. On the mound for the Blue Jays, it is Sean Markham. He'll come in today's game with a starting ERA of a 4.25. No wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 23 1/3 of an inning. Allowed 18 hits, 13 strikeouts, and 13 walks. And with that, David DeZeus will step up into the batter's box. He's batting at 278, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. That is a split result. Now, split results off of the pitcher card, you take a look at the batter. Is the batter left or right-handed? And in this case, David DeZeus is a left-handed batter. So on the pitcher card, when you roll a split result, you will look to the left-handed side of the slash. And in this case, it's a blank. And that'll be a 4-6-3, column 6, row 3, ground ball to Hill. He'll make the catch. And that'll be 1 away. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Toronto Blue Jays. We've got Lynn out there in left field. Wells will be in center. Rios will be at right. Going around the horn, we've got Rowan on third. Eckstein will be at short. Hill will be on at second. Overbay will be at first. Zahn will be behind the plate. And Markham will be on the mound. Alberto Calypso batting a 296. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. Alberto being a switch hitter, so he's batting left. That is a blank. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. Base hit out there into right field. As Rios can't make the play in time, and Calypso will get on with a base hit. And that'll bring up Alex Gordon. Gordon batting a 247. Strategy rolls at 19. The infield is at double play depth. And that'll be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. That is a walk. So walk, we'll take a look down here at his range on a 1 to 10. Remember, we minus 3 for the walks. That is a 4, and that'll be good for a walk. So runners on first and second, that's going to bring up Jose Guillen, who is batting a 276, infield at double play depth. Strategy rolls a 7. Royals holding off, and that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6, at the ballpark. We're going to go to the ballpark card. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1, double star 6, fly ball back there to Wells. Wells running back, makes the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Calypso on second as he advanced to third. We subtract 1 from the base run rating. So base run rating of a 2, that is a 5. And the rule says if the 1d6 is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, he advances. Otherwise, he holds. And in this case, he will hold. That'll bring up Mark T on 2 outs. Strategy rolls at 19. The infield is at normal depth. Tejan batting a 239. Strategy rolls a 9. Royals holding off. And the pitch. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Possible error on a ground ball. And that'll be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. That's a ground ball to Eckstein. Error range check is on a 1 to 11. It's an 18, so no error there. And that'll be out number 3. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, but the Royals will leave 2 stranded. After 1, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the second. Matt Stairs, Scott Rowland, and Lyle Overbay due up for the Blue Jays. Matt Stairs batting a 220. And the pitch. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a blank. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5, pop up down the first baseline. Giloud will get underneath it, sees it, makes the catch, and puts 1 away. Scott Rowland, and here is the pitch. Rowan, first time we're seeing him up. He's played in 5 games, 3 at-bats, 1 run, 1 RBI, but yet no average yet. And that'll be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. That is a strike. On a 1 to 8, the 19 is too high. And that'll be a 4-4, column 4, row 4, double star 1. It's a ground ball to second base. Calypso will make the catch there. And that'll put 2 away. Lyle Overbay batting a 304. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a walk plus. So on a walk plus, we add 10 to the range for the walk. Minus 3, we add 7. That is a 1 to 21. That is a 14. And that is good for a walk. And with that, Adam Lind is up. So Overbay will trot on down to first. Strategy roll is a 2. Infield at normal depth. Adam Lind. And here is first time we're seeing Lind up as well. He's played in 2 games. No at-bats yet. No runs. No RBIs. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2, line drive up the middle. Havakor will make that one. He'll make the catch there for out number 3, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, but the Blue Jays will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Billy Butler, Ross Giloud, and John Buck due up for the Royals. Billy Butler batting a 198. And that'll be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a walk. On a 1-7, the 9 is too high. And that'll be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. Double star 4, ground ball down the second baseline. Hill will make the catch there. And that'll be out number 1. Ross Giloud batting a 175 and the pitch. And that'll be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a walk. On a 1-3, the 6 is too high. And that'll be a 5-2, column 5, row 2, pop up. Hill underneath it this time. He'll make the catch. And that'll be 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. John Buck batting a 221, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. Home run on a 1-8. The 10 is too high. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. That's good for a base hit down the third baseline. And with that, Buck will get on with a base hit. Two outs, runner on first. Infield at normal depth, strategy rolls a 17, and that's going to bring up Tony F. Penna, who's batting a 206. Royals holding off on strategy and the pitch. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a strikeout. On a 1-12, that is a 4. Struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, but the Royals will leave 1 stranded. After 2, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the third, and it's going to be Greg Zahn, David Eckstein, and Aaron Hill due up for the Blue Jays. Greg Zahn batting a 192. And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a strikeout. On a 1-7. That is a 2. Struck him out. All right, and with that, we go to the top of the order. David Eckstein, 0 for 0. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2, double question mark. So in this case, it's a double star and a 1-20. That is a 6. Double question mark is the only thing right now that we follow, even when the pitcher is not tired. And that would be a ground ball to Gordon. And 2 away. So double star off the pitcher card. What you'll do is you'll roll 1d6 against the auto outline. And if the rule, and I'll tell you where the out happened. If that's in the physical game. In the PC game, it'll randomly do that. Aaron Hill, 1 for 1, and the pitch. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. 2 outs, nobody on, double question mark. Once again, it's a double star and a 1-20. 20 is in range. It's a ground ball to Calypso. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Royals retire the Blue Jays in order. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the third, and it's the top of the order for the Blue Jays. David DeJesus, Alberto Calypso, and Alex Gordon due up for the Royals. David DeJesus batting a 270 and the pitch. And that'll be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Home run on a 1-12. That is a 1. And that ball is out of here. It's a deep fly ball to left, right field. Rios going back, and that ball is into the fountains. As David DeZeus hits a solo home run, puts the Royals on the board, and they take the lead. It's 1-0 Royals, and that is his first home run of the replay. Alberto Calypso, 1-for-1, and the pitch. And that'll be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a strikeout plus. So in a strike plus, it's the same thing. We add 10 minus 1. We add 9 to Calypso's range on a strikeout plus. That makes it a 13. That is a 6. Struck him out looking. So we'll mark that one down as a backwards K. Alex Gordon with a walk. Walked his last time up, and the pitch. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. Home run chance on a 1-7. The 13 is too high. And that'll be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. Fly ball back there to Lynn. He'll make the catch. And that'll be 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and Jose Golan is up. He is batting a 273 and the pitch. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. That is a walk. On a 0, the 12 is too high. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5, ground ball to the shortstop. Eckstein will make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. After 3, it's Royals 1, Blue Jays nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. Alex Rios, Vernon Wells, and Matt Stairs due up for the Blue Jays. Alex Rios batting a 3, he's 0-for-1 today, and the pitch. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That'll be a walk plus. On a 1-17, that is a 10, and that'll be good for a walk. So with that, Rios will trot on down to first. Vernon Wells, 0-for-1. Strategy rolls a 17. The infield is at double play depth. And that'll be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. And that'll be a 2-3, column 2, row 3, double star 2. It's a ground ball to Gordon down the third baseline. Gordon will make the catch. Do we have a double play? Double play rating is a 1, Calypso being the short. On the pivot from third base, the pivot will be second. And that is a 1. That is a 1. It is a double play. 5-4-3 double play. Matt Stairs, 0-for-1. 2 outs, nobody on. And that'll be a 5-5. Column 5, row 5, wild pitch. Nobody is on, so we'll roll for Matt Stairs. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4, ground ball to second base. Calypso will make the catch, and that'll retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on for the Blue Jays. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Mark Teon, Billy Butler, and Ross Gilo due up for the Royals. Mark Teon, 0-for-1, and the pitch. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. Possible error on a throw. Whose error range are we checking? And that'll be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. Double star 5. It's a ground ball to Eckstein. Error range is on a 1-11. That is a 10. It's a throwing error. Throws it wide. It's a one base error. And with that, Tian will get on with by an E6. So runner on first, strategy rolls a 1 as Billy Butler steps up. He's 0 for 1 in for that double play depth, and that is going to be a hit and run. And hit and runs work like this. All ground double play ratings will get a -2. All base run ratings get a +2. All home run and walk rates for the batter are cut in half, and we round those down. All lineouts are double plays with the exception on an error on a throw. And if the batter strikes out, we'll resolve the play as a steal. And here is the pitch to Butler. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. That is a blank. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. Ground ball to second base to Hill. He'll make the catch. We'll take a look for double play. 0, Eckstein is a +1. So the die roll is a 3 on balls hit to ground ball to second base. The pivot is the shortstop. And we'll take a look. That is a 3. It's a double play. The die roll is a 3 in range. It's a 4-6-3 double play. And clears the bases off. Ross Gielode, 0 for 1. And the pitch. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a blank. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. Ground ball down the first baseline to Overbay. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no runs, no hits, 1 error, and none left on. After 4, it's Royals 1, Blue Jays nothing. We go to the top of the 5th. Scott Rowland, Lyle Overbay, and Adam Lind due up for the Blue Jays. Scott Rowland, 0 for 1, and the pitch. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. Strikeout on a 1-8. The 16 is too high. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. And that's going to be a fly ball back there to Golan. He'll make the catch. And that'll be 1 away. Lyle Overbay walked his last time up, and the pitch. And that'll be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-8. That is a 6. Struck him out. Adam Lind, 0 for 1, and the pitch. Lind, 3-2, column 3, row 2, possible error. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5, double star 3. That's a ground ball to Penna. Error ranges on a 1-7. That is a 4. Penna will make an error, and he'll boot the ball. And with that, Lind gets on by an E6. So 2 errors already committed in this game, 1 by each team. Greg Zahn, 0 for 1 with a strikeout and the pitch. Strategy roll is a 15 with 2 outs. Infield normal depth, and that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5, wild pitch. On a 1-9, it's a wild pitch. 10-11, it's a passed ball. That's a 17, nothing happens. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6, double star 4, ground ball to first base. Gielode will make the catch there, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and 1 error, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. John Buck, Tony F. Penna, and David DeZeus due up for the Royals. John Buck, 1 for 1, and the pitch. Buck, 5-4, column 5, row 4. That is a strike. On a 1 to 12, the 19 is in range. Struck him out. Tony F. Penna, 0 for 1 with a strikeout and the pitch. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. That'll be at the ballpark. We're going to go to Kauffman Stadium, and that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. It's a single +7 out there into left field. So, and we'll take a look. Does it become a double? If the roll is less than or equal to the ABR, it is safe with a double. If the roll is higher than the ABR, the batter holds with a single. Of a roll of an 8 or better, potentially thrown out at second, we'll use the D20 to check the play. That is a 4, and the batter is safe with a double. So Penna will take the single, make it a double. And with that, we go to the top of the order. David DeZeus, who is 1 for 2 with a home run, a run, and an RBI. Strategy roll is a 4. Royals holding off, and the pitch. And that'll be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Home run on a 1 to 12. The 15 is too high. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Eckstein will make the catch there. And the out is at first. Penna will hold. Runners will advance on balls hit to the shortstop or pitcher if the BR beats the die roll. Base run rating is a 2. The die roll is a 3. So 2 outs and a runner on second. Alberto Calypso, 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 1. And the pitch. Infield normal depth. And that'll be a 6-5. Column 6, row 5. Possible error on a throw. Whose error range are we checking? 3-3. Column 3, row 3. It's a ground ball to Hill. He'll make the catch. Error range is a 1. The error check is a 7 outside of the range, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Royals. After 5, it's Royals 1, Blue Jays nothing. We go to the top of the 6th. It's David Eckstein, Aaron Hill, and Alex Rios due up for the Blue Jays. David Eckstein, 0 for 1, and the pitch. Top of the order for the Blue Jays. Leading off the 6th. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a walk on a 1 to 10. The 18 is too high. 5-5, column 5, row 5. It's a base hit. Past second base, Calypso. Whoop. Hold on. We can't. We have a doppelganger on the field. Hold on, we're gonna redo everything. So it was a it was a base hit past second base. So we'll put David Eckstein back on first. It was a base hit. So there we go. Well, in this case, it's still a base hit. It's a strikeout on a 1 to 13. That is a 5 on a 1 to 5. 13 too high. It still came out to be a base hit. In this case, instead, it's a base hit past Tejon. And with that, Aaron Hill, 1 for 2. Strategy roll is a 19. It's a sacrifice play. Infield double play depth and the pitch. And that'll be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. It is a successful sac bunt on a 1-16. On a 5, it's hit down the third baseline. So with that, bunt is a 4. And that is good for a bunt. And Alex Rios will get on 1 out. Eckstein will go to second. Rios now up. Rios is 0 for 1 with a walk. Strategy roll is a 19 and the pitch. And that'll be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4, strikeout. On a 1-8, the 10 is too high. And that'll be a 2-1, column 2, row 1, ground ball to Calypso. He'll make the catch. Out will be at first. Eckstein will go to third, and the Blue Jays have the tying run 90 feet away. So 2 outs, runner on third, and Vernon Wells is up. Wells 0 for 2. Strategy roll is an 8. Infield normal depth. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3, strikeout. On a 1-4, the 13 is too high. And that'll be a 3-4, column 3, row 4, fly ball back there. Golan runs back, makes the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Blue Jays. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Alex Gordon, Jose Golan, and Mark Tejan due up for the Royals. Alex Gordon, 0 for 1, walked his last time up, and the pitch. And that'll be a 3-5, column 5, row 3, range play at the ballpark. Sean Markham can face 5 more batters before he is considered tired. And that'll be a 6-1, column 6, row 1, range play down the third baseline to Rowan. Rowan's range is on a 1-4. It's a 5. Rowan can't make the play. It's a good for a base hit. So with that, Gordon is on with the base hit. And Rowan is 1 for 2 on his range plays. Jose Golan, 0 for 2. Strategy roll is a 6. Royals holding off, and the pitch. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6 at the ballpark. And that'll be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, base hit out there in the left field. So smack a blooper to Lynn. It'll die in front of him. Gordon goes to second. Golan on third. We'll see if Alex advances to third. He will go from first to third on a -3 to the base run rating. That is a 2. Lynn adds 1. So the rule says if the roll is less than or equal to the ABR, the runner advances. The base run rating is a 2. The die roll is a 3. No advancement there. And that'll bring up Mark Tejan. Tejan is 0 for 2, and the pitch. And that'll be a 6-6. Column 6, row 6. Range play. And that'll be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4. Fly ball back there. Rios gets underneath it, makes the catch. Range is on a 1-3. That is a 5. It's good for a base hit. Doesn't have it, and that'll load the bases. Gordon goes to third. Stop sign goes up for him, and the Royals have them loaded. And that'll bring up Billy Butler. Butler is 0 for 2. Strategy roll is a 1. The infield is in. And the pitch. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6 at the ballpark. We're going to go back to Kauffman Stadium. And that'll be a 5-2, column 5, row 2, ground ball to Hill. Hill makes the catch. Are they going to go for the double play? No, they are not. And with that, the out will be at first. Gordon scores. Gulen will go to third. Tejan to second. They make the out at first. It's 1 out. But however, the Royals do score another run. It's 2-0 Kansas City. And with that, Ross Giloud 0 for 2 and the pitch. Strategy roll, by the way, is an 8. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. Possible error on a throw. And that'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. Fly ball back there. Wells gets underneath it, makes the catch. Error range for Wells is on a 1-2. That is a 16. No error there. And we'll take a look for sacrifice play. Nothing there on the first check. We'll do the backup check. Base run rating is a 3. That is a 5. On the backup sacrifice check, and runners still hold. So runners on second and third with 2 outs. That'll bring up John Buck. Sean Marcum tired. Are they going to leave him out there? He needs 1 more out. They are going to leave him out there. And the pitch strategy roll, by the way, is a 3. And that'll be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is a walk plus on a 1-18. That is a 4 in range, and the bases are loaded. So once again, the bases are loaded. They're going to go out there and call for a quick timeout. They're going to talk to Marcum on the mound. As Tony Penna steps up into the batter's box, takes a few practice swings, steps out of the batter's box, takes a few practice swings while they're discussing strategy, see what happened. Umpire calls him back. And all right, Penna is 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. Bullpen for the Jays starting to warm up. And that'll be a 5-1. Column 5, row 1, it's a wild pitch. On a 1-10, it's a wild pitch. 11-12, passed ball. 13 or higher. And nothing happens. It's a 2, it's a wild pitch. And that'll score another run on a wild pitch. By the way, strategy roll was a 14, so the Royals will hold off. 2-3, column 2, row 3, ground ball up the middle to Marcum. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors, and 2 left on for the Royals. After 6, it's Kansas City 3, Toronto Blue Jays nothing. We go to the top of the 7th. And that'll be Matt Stairs, Scott Rowland, and Lyle Overbay due up for the Blue Jays. With that, Luke can face 4 more batters, so he's going to stay out there. However, the bullpen for the Royals is starting to warm up. Matt Stairs 0 for 2 and the pitch. And that'll be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. Home run chance on a 1-14. It's in range, so the first part of the home run check passes. Matt Stairs needs a 13 or less. And that is a 6, and that is a home run! And Matt Stairs hooks that ball down the right field side. TN goes back. That ball is high. That ball is deep. And that ball is out of here. See you later. As the Toronto Blue Jays get on the board, it's 3-1 on a solo home run by Matt Stairs. It's a second of the replay. Scott Rowland, 0 for 2, and the pitch. Rowland, 4-5, column 4, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-8. The 10 is too high. And that'll be a 1-1, column 1, row 1, fly ball back there to center field. DeZeus will get underneath it and makes the catch, and that'll put one away. Lyle Overbay, 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout, and the pitch. And that'll be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a walk on a 1-11. The 9 is in range, and that'll be good for a walk. So, runner on first as Overbay will trot on down. Strategy roll is an 8. Adam Lynn, 0 for 2, and the pitch. Infield double play depth. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a walk. On a 0, the 10 is too high. 2-2, column 2, row 2, ground ball to G-Load. He'll make the catch. That'll be good for a fielder's choice. Double play rating is a 0. Penn is the pivot. Ground double play rating is a 3. 5, it's too high. So the rule says if the roll is greater than the base run rating at first, it is a force out. So in this case, Overbay is forced out at second. And Lynn is on with a by fielder's choice. Luke tired. They are going to leave him on. They do need one more out. Strategy roll is a 16 and the pitch. And that'll be a 3-3. Column 3, row 3. That is a blank. And that'll be a 4-1. Column 4, row 1. Fly ball back there. DeZeus will get underneath it. Makes the catch. And sing, take me out to the ball game. So at the 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on, we go to the bottom of the 7th, and it's the top of the order for the Royals. David DeZeus, Roberto Calypso, and Alex Gordon due up for the Royals. Let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 had been played here at Kansas City. Toronto scored a run in the top half. It's 1 run on 3 hits and 1 error. The Royals scored a run in the 3rd, a run in the 6th. It's 3 runs on 7 hits and 1 error. So 10 hits between both teams and 2 errors committed in this game by both teams. Sean Markram coming off the mound as the Blue Jays go to their bullpen. And they are going to bring in Scott Downs. Actually, they're going to bring in Jesse Carson. Jesse will come into the game with a 0.0 ERA. Does have 1 save. He's pitched 6 1/3 of an inning. Allowed 1 hit, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Sean, he went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 home run, and 1 wild pitch, an ERA of a 4.30. And with that, it's the top of the order. David DeZeus, 1 for 3 with a home run, a run, and an RBI. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a blank. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. Base hit to Wells. He'll make the catch. Base hit to Wells, and that'll put DeZeus on with a base, with a single. Alberto Calypso is 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 4. Infield double play depth, and that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. Actually, no, that is a double star. He is batting right. That's a fly ball to Wells. Wells will make the play, and that'll put one away. Infield at double play depth. Strategy roll is a 14. Royals holding off. Alex Gordon is up, and the pitch. 1 out. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6 at the ballpark. And that'll be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. It's a ground ball to Eckstein. He'll make the catch. Double play check on a +1. Hill is a 0. That gives it a +4. So we have a 4. Die roll is a 4. The pivot being second base. It is a 6-4-3 double play. And they'll get out of that inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. After 7, it's Royals 3, Blue Jays 1. We go to the top of the 8th, and it's the top of the order for the Blue Jays. David Eckstein, Aaron Hill, and Alex Rios due up for Toronto. Luke Dunn, as Kansas City now goes to their bullpen. And they are going to bring in Leo Nunez. Nunez will come into the game with no ERA. He's got no wins and no losses. He's pitched 8 1/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Luke, he went 7 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, 1 home run, 1 hit by pitch, an ERA of a .87. Top of the order, David Eckstein. We do have a couple changes to their lineup. Goulin will come out at left field. And they're going to bring, let's see, DeZeus is at center. So they are going to bring in Joey Garthright will take over at left field. At second base, Mike Avers will come in, and at first, Jason Smith will take over at first. So those are the changes the Royals are making to their lineup. Garthright will be at left field. Smith will now be on first. And Mike will be at second base. Top of the order, David Eckstein is 1 for 2, and the pitch. And that'll be a 4-4, column 4, row 4 at the ballpark. Go to Kauffman Stadium, 5-4, column 5, row 4. That is a blank. Now, a blank off of the ballpark card, it is a rare play. There were 3 blanks on every ballpark card, and if you roll one as a result, you resolve the play using the rare play chart in the physical game. And a foul tip off of the catcher. Check for injury. John Buck is injured and will miss games. So Buck is injured. So we do need a new catcher. And that'll be Miguel Ovalo. I want to check something here. All right. Can't. All right. So with that, we are going to have to redo the pitch. Olivo now taking over behind the plate, and that'll be a 6-6. It's a wild pitch. Column 6, row 6, nobody on. So we'll roll for the batter. And that'll be a 3-5. Column 3, row 5. That's a fly ball back there to Tian. He'll make the catch. And that'll be out number 1. And Aaron Hill up. Hill, 1 for 2, and the pitch. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5, home run chance on a 0. Nothing happens there. 17 is way too high, and that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3, fly ball. Garthwaite gets underneath it. Makes the catch and puts 2 away. Alex Rios, 0 for 2 with a walk and the pitch. And that'll be a 2-3, column 2, row 3, range play at the ballpark. Kauffman Stadium, once again, it's a blank. It's a rare play for 4. And this time the rare play is, it's a stinging line drive to the pitcher, resolved like a P1. Resolved as a line drive play. If pitcher fails to make the play, the ball hits his leg for a single. Check for pitcher injury. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 2. He'll make the catch. No injury to Leo. And that will retire the side. So 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Joey Garthwaite, Mark Tian, and Billy Butler due up for the Royals. Jesse Carlson done on the mound. And they are going to bring in BJ Ryan. Yep, BJ Ryan's got to come in. Ryan comes in the game with a 5.74 ERA. No wins, no losses, 3 saves. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Jesse. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, an ERA of a 0. So it's going to be 4, 5, and 6, the heart of the lineup for the Royals. Joey Garthwaite batting a .233 and the pitch. And that'll be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a blank. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5, double star 2. It's a fly ball back there. Wells will get underneath it. And Wells will make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Mark Tian, 1 for 3, and the pitch. Tian, 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a walk. On a 1-4, the 20 is too high. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. Base hit out there in the right field. Rios underneath it. And And Rios will make the catch. I can't make the catch in time. Tion will be on with a base hit. Strategy roll is a 13, and that's going to bring up Billy Butler. Butler is 0 for 3 with an RBI. Strategy roll 13, and the pitch. Infield, double play depth. And that'll be a 6-2, 4-2. Column 4, row 2. That is a strikeout on a 1-5. That is a 5. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. Jason Smith batting at .357, and the pitch. Strategy roll is a 19, and that'll be a 5-2, column 5, row 2, range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Kauffman Stadium, and that's going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1, ground ball down the first baseline, Overbay. His range is on a 1-5. That is a 3, makes the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Royals. After 8, it's Royals 3, Blue Jays 1. We go to the top of the 9th. It is Vernon Wells, Matt Stairs, and Scott Rowland due up for the Blue Jays. Taking a look at the box score after 8 have been played here in Kansas City. Royals scored the only run back in the 7th inning. It's 1 run, 3 hits, and 1 error. Kansas City scored a run in the 3rd, 2 runs in the 6th, 3 runs on 9 hits, and 1 error. And with that, Leo Nunez is tired. So we do have a new pitcher on, and they are going to bring in Yohim Soria. Yep. Yohim is going to come in for the save. No ERA. He's got 3 saves. He's pitched 6 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 8 strikeouts, and no walks. Does come into the game with a special K. We'll talk about that when it comes into play. Taking a look here at Leo Nunez. He went 1 inning, no ERA. So 4, 5, and 6 due up. Vernon Wells, 0 for 3. Wells is going to take the hit. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a blank. Special K comes into play on a 1-5. 20 is too high. And that will be a 4-3, column 4, row 3, pop up. Gordon gets underneath it, and that'll put 1 away. Matt Stairs, 1 for 3 with a home run, a run, and an RBI, and the pitch. And that'll be a 3-4, column 3, row 4, home run chance on a 1-17. That is a 6. We need a 13 or less. That is a 2, and on a home run check, it does pass, and that is a solo home run. That is a solo home run. Got underneath it before we could do the... If it didn't pass the home run check, we would have then gone to the special K rating. So it's 3-2. Scott Rowland is up. He's 0 for 3, and the pitch. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. That is a blank. And on a 1-5, 15 too high, 3-2, column 3, row 2. Ground ball to Avers. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away, and that'll bring up Lyle Overbay. Overbay 1 for 2 with a walk and a strike. 2 walks and a strikeout. Blue Jays down to the final out, and that'll be a 2-1, column 2, row 1, Home run on a 1-12. The 18 is too high. And that'll be a base hit. However, special K rating on a 1-6. The 4 is in range. Struck him out. And with that, the Kansas City Royals defeat the Toronto Blue Jays of a final score of 3-2, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. Final line score coming right up. So the Kansas City Royals defeat the Toronto Blue Jays to tie the series up 3-2. Toronto 2 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. The Royals 3 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. Luke picks up his first win. Sean will pick up his second loss, and Joakim will pick up his 4th straight save. Matt Stairs hits his second. It's 2 home runs in this game, 3 in total for home runs, and David DeZeus hits his first for the replay. Taking a look at the stats here for Luke, he went 7 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, 1 home run, 1 hit by pitch, an ERA of a 0.87. Sean went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 home run, 1 wild pitch, an ERA of a 4.30. BJ Ryan, the last pitcher up for the Blue Jays, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 4.73. And Joakim will pick up his 4th straight save. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, 1 home run, an ERA of a 1.17. So with that, that will improve, as Kansas City will improve to 9-15, and the Blue Jays will drop to 11-14. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Yoko007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.